There is no better feeling in football than playing under the lights. And in less than 48 hours, these bleachers are going to be filled for the Colgate Raiders season opener against the Monmouth University Hawks. In other words, that's about 2.5 Josh Allen cleats from the sideline. Absolutely insane. After taking their show on the road last week, the Pioneers are ready to show up and show out at Gaetano Stadium in front of their home crowd for the Believe Bowl. Clearly, I've got a little bit of work to do on my shot. But the Comets, they have their first preseason game on October 2nd at 7 p.m. against the Syracuse Crunch. Well, the Pioneers, they got back on track this past week against Alfred State after they lost to Hobart the week before. Well, now they have another challenge ahead of them, the number 22 ranked team in the nation in Cortland at their place. Freshman guard Kyan Anthony saw extended time because of an injury to J.J. Starling. In his first regular season game, Anthony got buckets, scoring 15. But it was his defense and energy that caught everyone's attention. The subject today was practice, not the game. Not the game that'll be played on Saturday. We're talking about practice. Here's a look at the Pioneers back at practice today as they prepare for their Week 2 home opener against RPI. Colgate and Syracuse faced off for their 69th all-time meeting since 1891. This was a game that both schools were looking forward to this week leading up to the game. But don't just take my word for it. Hop on the 90 with me and listen to them. Get this. Not only is Saunders leading the entire FCS in receptions and receiving yards, he's leading all of college football. If last night's Bills-Ravens game is any indication of how the NFL regular season will go, we're in for peak cinema. Sabathia made history as a New York Yankee, and Sunday will mark another piece of history for him. He'll be the third black pitcher to be voted into the Hall of Fame. And with 1:42 left in the third, Martinez runs it in for his second touchdown of the day, and the Spartans led 14-0. On the next drive, how about the connection I told you about in the 6 o'clock show? Vitullo finds Peyton Way, who finds his way into the end zone, and brings some extra luggage with him. 2 plays later, Proctor cashes in. Jay Phillips takes the handoff, gets to the outside, and whoop, he's gone. 42-yard touchdown run. That spot, that's reserved for Colgate's Trayvon Saunders, one of the best wide receivers in the nation, and for good reason. He scoops the ball up low, and right here, climbs the ladder into the end zone. That's a play so nice, I had to show you twice. And remember our rule from anime, if it replays more than once, that's gotta be a wild play. 14-14. Now viewer discretion on this touchdown run. Gabriel Wheeler says, "Get that weak stuff out of here," and breaks the tackle and shows off his wheels to find his way in the end zone in the third quarter to make the score 21-14 VVS. Beast Mode would be proud. If the name Kaya Henderson sounds familiar, it should. Kaya was a dynamic force for the New Hartford girls basketball team during her time in high school and wound up playing for 3 years for Ohio State women's basketball. She graduated this spring and still had eligibility remaining, so she decided to transfer from Ohio State. I had the opportunity to catch up with Kaya, now pursuing her master's degree, as she takes her talents to Boston College. Playing 3 years for Ohio State women's basketball, former New Hartford star Kaya Henderson transferred to Boston College for her senior season.
It was definitely a hard decision for me. But I think it was the right one 100%.
She was a part of the Buckeyes' run to the Elite Eight in the 2022-23 season and said Ohio State was a great place for her to learn.
I played with some high-level players, J.C. Sheldon, Celeste Taylor, and it was just competition every single day.
Before playing at Ohio State, Henderson starred at New Hartford High School. She played varsity girls basketball since the 7th grade and became the school's all-time leading scorer in her junior year of high school. When she left New Hartford, the point guard scored 2,092 total points, which is still second all-time in Central New York behind only WNBA star Breanna Stewart.
My time there was amazing. I just feel like I've learned so much from my time in high school, and I loved Coach Callan, and I loved all the girls I graduated with, and I was so sad to leave them.
She arrived at Boston College in June and quickly acclimated with her new teammates.
They're like my best friends already. I love the entire coaching staff. You can text them at 6 a.m. They'll want to work out with you, and it's just like a family here.
She said these 3 things factored into her decision.
I've just loved being able to, still compete at such a high level and also being closer to home, and hopefully getting to play at the Dome this year, which will be a pretty cool homecoming experience.
Another piece that factored into her decision was the opportunity to grow on and off the court, including her career in sports broadcasting. Advocating for women in sports is important to her, and she hopes that she can continue to make an impact.
All the visibility matters at this time and just growing in the future. And I just hope the little girl I was before and all the little girls now just get to experience that because it's been amazing for me.
Reporting in Utica, I'm Dorian Alerte.